The morning loop, baby, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. If your brain's already juggling emails, kids, and caffeine, pause. Keith's warmed up, John's probably already on set number 3, and the crew's caffeinated. Question is, how are you arriving? This morning, we're chasing tiny wins, cleaner mornings, and smarter screens. Not just more noise, panic scrolling, and pretend productivity. Expect a little science, a little chaos, and at least one moment where you think, wait, are they talking about me? All right, Keith, John, crew, let's get this show started.
Johnny, what is shaking, brother?
Right in on my 3-minute window.
I was watching you get in.
Yeah, baby.
I was watching you. To those of you that are just new to hanging out with Keith and John, we've been playing with time here on the show. I'm telling you, time like words are important. And to Keith and John, whether it's 12 or whether it's 13, those minutes count for us. So we've been laughing here. So I saw him sliding into the chair as the show was getting going. How are you, man? How's the last 22 hours of your life? Mine was fucking crazy, man. I'll tell you about it in a moment. But how are your last 22 hours?
It was good. It was good. Yeah. I had a productive day with some good rest.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Yeah. Terry's parents came by yesterday.
Oh.
So they're actually here in the guest house.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're supposed to be visiting after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So they're basically on the way because they live in Colorado. So they're actually going to be staying with her brother.
Oh, nice.
Up in Northern California. So they were kind of on the way through. And it just worked out. They stopped by here rather than a hotel. So
are we so we haven't talked much about the in-laws. Are we close with the in-laws, or are we loving the in-laws?
Well, they're right over there. So
How was your sleep been, Alaska?
Yeah, my sleep has been freaking rocking, man. I got that so tight. It's really dialed in tight now. You know, so yeah, this is good because now I really understand. Again, it was such a stupid, simple little mistake. Yeah. And now I understand next time I go into like a really hard kicking ass phase. So what got me here a little too soon, like I said, was, my life, my yearly cycle.
Yeah.
I got here early, and I thought it was because I just was overly committing myself to my new businesses, which I'm sure played into it.
Yes.
But then the sleep getting poor and me not putting it back on track is what just brought it to a head so quickly. So this has actually been really I've collected so much data during this. It's pretty crazy.
Awesome. Speaking of data, in the No Shit Sherlock department this morning. So I got mighty distracted by something yesterday, which I'll get into in a second. And as a result, I missed all of my sleep milestones yesterday. Yeah. One of those days. I'm like, okay, I'm just going down the path.
What did your report tell you?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I got it this morning and I'm fucking just dragging my ass. And it says, you didn't sleep there.
You're in great shape. You should feel the best you've ever felt in your life.
It was, you needed to go to sleep earlier. You do not have a good sleep score. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. So, you know what? I think this might be a segment of the show because it's actually a fucking joke. And I'm listen, and there's value in it, but there's also a sense of humor in it too, because I'm like, I know I'm fucking tired because I didn't get to bed till closer to midnight, and then I was up only 3.5 hours later. So yes, I know I'm tired. You don't have to remind me I'm tired. Why am I tired?
This whole idea of starting off talking about sleep, it's kind of genius because it's literally something that we should all be analyzing daily.
Well, isn't it true though, right?
We don't do it. Like, okay, what did I fucked this up?
Yeah.
What do I do so I don't fuck it up today for tomorrow? And if we all just paid a little bit of attention, we would dial our sleep in. But we as humans, we just keep repeating the same mistakes because the mistakes feel normal. And for real,
Yes. And what happens, John, is we just move past it because we take it for granted. Oh, I just shouldn't sleep last night, so we do nothing about it. But it's funny because we talk about it daily. Like I have awareness. I will be making sure that I hit my marks today when I go to bed tonight. Right. And it's because I know the value of it. And I know it sounds so cliche, but dude, cliche and simple things are what it seems to be most difficult for all of us. So I'm glad we talk about it every single day. It's great.
Yeah. No, I think it's because we talk about this. But if we made it part of our, like we talk about, look at all the other things that we talk about.
Yes.
And daily discipline and whatnot. But sleep is something that if you don't really put it as part of your like daily repertoire in terms of like in terms of like monitoring, managing, it never really improves.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to throw myself under the bus. I let that shit go for fucking
too long,
maybe 6 weeks. You know, it's like I just my sleep was getting more poor. It was really tight. It was so good, and then it just started declining. It was like a boa constrictor. You know, I didn't really at very first. I was it's just a couple nights. Next thing you know, I'm like, fuck, I can't breathe. You know, because like it's slowly cinched up to the point where now it's fucking got me.
Yeah. Well, fuck, I wasted half my life with bad sleep habits, brother. True story. So this show and meeting you and having these conversations of, okay, I can't function. I can't do my job. I can't achieve my goals if I'm fucking tired.
More challenging to function the way we want to.
100%. And it was absolutely clear to me. Yeah. Absolutely clear.
I mean, in this one here, God, you could almost use the word can't. Because you really, to a certain extent, you chose not to do your sleep properly. But at that point now, you don't have the tools you need. So literally, at that point, you relinquished the accountability yesterday. So now today you're kind of saddled with I can't.
Yes, 100%. Well, so but here's we know what happens, right? And Jimmy, we'll throw to Sterling and Preston in a quick second for the conversation desk. Here's what we know what happens because we know what's happening to my brain today. Here's the facts, right? Because I'm tired. What's going to happen to my brain, Johnny? What am I chasing today? Carbohydrates, bad decisions, bad choices, right? We both know it, right? So now my day is staying focused on what I want to achieve today. I know this sounds so trivial to many, but it's true, dudes. And dudes, if you're listening to right now, it happens to all of us. I will be chasing the carbohydrate that I know will make me feel good, Johnny, because I'm tired. You know exactly how it works.
Oh, buddy, 100%.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. Hey, little side note on nicotine.
Oh, hey, I guess I'm free too. Go ahead.
It looks like they may be trying to make it difficult for people to get by 2030.
Well, listen, props to Rahima, man. Fuck, we had this conversation yesterday, and I get off the show in my little bucket of like stuff that we do. Rahima's like, here's some guests for us to go after. She found 4 or 5 people, like nicotine like experts and doctors and research scientists that I'm trying to get on the show so we can have an educated conversation. Because Johnny, as we keep building this thing, I want people to recognize they can come to our show for trustworthy,
to get the latest shit.
Exactly, right? So Rahima, props to you, man. I logged in last night, I'm like, holy fuck, good on you. Because she's like, because I know when I dropped it, she's like, okay, how am I going to figure this out? You know what I love? When you give something for somebody to figure it out and they figure it out. They're like, I love that initiative. Mike Sullivan, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that $5 dropping the $5 on the table today. Appreciate it. Season Strength, good to see you here this morning. And Lauren is crushing it in the gym this morning. I love you there, baby. Good job getting after it. All right, Sterling and Preston, I know you got a conversation desk opener. What are we talking about today before we bring in Björn Hagerman? Let's do it, boys.
Today's current conversations are wild. An interstellar visitor, a $12 million toilet, and leaders blaming AI instead of their own culture. If you were secretly hoping NASA found a stealth alien starship, sorry, this visitor is just a very dramatic space rock. Then we've got a solid gold toilet, museum security nightmares, and the most stressful occupied sign you've ever imagined. So yes, we're talking space rocks, gold thrones, and AI that needs therapy more than the people using it.
If that lineup doesn't wake you up this morning, I don't know what will.
Hey, guys, come join the conversation with myself and John here. The comments are open. Come join us. And in the second line, second hour, phone lines will be open, 431-300-3005. Phone, voicemail, or text. And like I said, the comments are open. And if you're not on the show live, I invite you live, 8 o'clock Eastern time. About 8:08, 8:09 for John Anderson, but 8 o'clock Eastern time, Keith and John get up and get after it every single day here on The Big Show. Hey, Johnny, so one thing I also didn't tell you yesterday is I got on my Cessna yesterday, got the dogs on the plane. I didn't tell Lauren, but I made a little flight. We flew home like this because I went and dropped $12 million, brother, and I bought the gold toilet. So that when you and I hug and visit, you have a nice, clean place to go and have a dump. But true story, man. Guess who bought it, brother? Ripley's, believe it or not, a brand that you and I and Holroyd grew up with. It's still relevant, I guess. Ripley's, believe it or not, bought the $12 million toilet from Sotheby's, the 18
I
carat.
haven't heard that fucking name in a long time.
I know, right?
When we were kids or somewhere along our timeline, that was a big fucking. When you heard that, your head broke.
Dude, that was like a brand, right? Like that was a brand that you and I grew up with, which was because it was that it made you. Well, it made you associate truth because if it was like Ripley's, believe it or not, it's that whole. Well, you can't.
What was that guy? Just believe it or.
Ripley's just bought a solid gold toilet for $12 million, which means bathroom breaks now officially have a net worth. This isn't some novelty gag. It's the last surviving edition after the other one got stolen and probably melted into necklaces.
Now, the big question isn't, is it art? It's, do you let tourists use a $12 million toilet?
So, dude, here's a funny thing, man. So this thing was actually installed at New York's Guggenheim Museum in 2016. Johnny, over 100,000 people used the shitter.
Interesting.
Yeah, now
Well,
it's been sold.
So you're basically dropping your drawers to take a dump, and you got a fucking armed security guard on each side, making sure you're not trying to fucking whip something out of your pocket to scrape a piece of this thing off to take home with you.
223 pounds, 18 karat gold.
The reason I believe your story because who would have picked it up? You surely couldn't.
I found it fascinating, man. Ripley's, believe it or not, goes and opens the pockets up, and Johnny, I wouldn't even thought Ripley's has $12 million. Apparently, I guess they're not a bankrupt business, actually. So,
well, dude, I mean, with the amount of eyeballs they had, if they ran their business properly, Christ, they should be fucking huge.
Yes, absolutely. I went to a goofy Ripley's, believe it or not, place. I don't know where the hell it was. Was it Niagara Falls? Was it New York City, Vegas? I don't know. Just cheesy as hell, though, man. Like just those cheese joints that. But yeah. Anyways, all right.
On that level, check this out, brother. Weird concept here.
Tell me.
So as I've been, I always like every day I always like to do some studying to understand markets and really kind of tripping out about how everything's getting ready to shift, right? I'm old enough to really track or do the best I can, I should say. Yeah. And if you think about it, like really like billionaires or like 100 million, but probably billionaires, you'd have to say, or huge businesses that have lots of capital, all they're doing is moving this fucking all of this capital to the next fucking safe place. Because that 50 million or 50 billion or whatever it is in the wrong market could be cut in half real fucking quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All they're doing. So a place like Ripley's, if they had a proper advisement team and they kept shifting accordingly, that money just keeps accruing like a motherfucker. You know, like with these big shifts in markets, you got these billionaires who are all they're doing is just finding the next safe place to put their money. And usually it's that safe place that they find is also the one that's going to fucking blow up because they've got all these inside tracks.
Yes. Yeah. It's
just weird when you think about it at that level, you know, they're to a certain extent, of course, they're trying to make money, but they're also just trying to protect it. Just keep it into the market where that's not going to get fucking cut in half.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Holroyd, you're right. Yes, that's where it was. The Canada side of Niagara Falls. There's a Ripley's, believe it or not, there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The markets are fascinating, right? Because, you know, obviously you have a bunch of curious information being revealed by different administrations, and you have the crypto markets doing what they're doing. You know, we have a rapid changing in the world with rare earth minerals and silver and gold, and they're just the economics of the world are shifting very quickly. Very
you know, if you think of before, because 29 was that last massive one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then there was a few other smaller ones in between. But if you think about it, these massive like 29 and whenever the next one comes, these are the ones that they really have to fucking watch, because these are the ones that will wipe out the generational wealth.
Well, dude, so you know what? Here's some truth here. Maurice and I talk about it often. Oh, wait. I don't know if you remember the financial crash of 08.
Fuck yeah, I do.
08 happened as we were bringing ICUC to life because we exited in 11, 3 years later. Dude, when 8 happened, it was, and maybe the timing is happening right now, but when 8 happened, the world fell apart. We kind of rose up, and that's when we broke free. Our Canadian dollar was weaker against the US dollar. We were getting a lot of US business using the economics of it all, and we used the shifting of that world economy to our advantage at the time. And it's hard for me not to see many similarities to what's happening right now, to be really frank with you.
I mean, the the really good business people,
Yeah,
they find a way to get they get better no matter what happens to the market.
oh,
'Cause they're
100%.
just a
Yes.
step ahead of it.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
like in biz, I can't say that I'm that guy.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I was drawn to you, because I was like,
But you read though, you pay attention. You're curious. Your
yeah,
curiosity.
yeah,
Is beyond yourself.
100%. But I'm not that, like, you see things a little before they're coming. I'm not quite there. That
Sure,
makes sense.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the reasons
yeah.
I'm so drawn to us.
Yeah.
You know, but when it comes down to it, I know that in these times of friction,
Yes.
that friction fucking allows me to start bringing my best skill set to the table, which is problem solving. And I always get better from these. It just takes, I'm kind of like, okay, here's the shit, here's the friction, this is my time. As to,
Yes.
like you're like, okay, this is what's coming in the next 10 years. So we're going to position over here. So when it wraps around, I'm waiting for everything to show up.
That's it. Well, and it's coming together, man. It's coming together quite nicely, especially the last 24 hours. I'm going to hopefully share some shit with you later today. I think so just a quick little tease. I think one of the, you and I are talking about, we're building our platform here. One of the big reasons I think people don't want to do a live show or have a live conversation is because there's these nerves on, well, A, what am I going to talk about? B, how does it all work? Like, what do I do? Where do I get the topics from? Well, Johnny, so I was telling you yesterday, Google released his new model. So I sat down and started playing with it yesterday, and hence my late night, because I built us the fucking entire operating system for the business before I went to bed last night. So here's true story, man. I saved myself about 30 grand yesterday. No exaggeration. I had a meeting with some developers 11 o'clock yesterday morning after our show. And I talked to them and I said, guys, the trajectory of our call might be different based on what Google releases. I said, what are you talking about? I said, well, they released some new tools that I haven't had a chance to play with yesterday. So I would have hired these guys to build what I built myself last night, which tells me everything of how the world is going. I essentially unemployed 2 people yesterday because of what an AI agent was able to do for me that they would have done for me. And I cannot get more black and white.
But those people are not already on the team. Clarify that.
Correct. Not on the team, but they did not get hired by me.
Yep.
Because the skills that I needed from them, I did it myself with an AI agent, did the whole thing. And it opened my eyes, man, to how, that's why the world's changing, man. And people just don't realize it.
In the argument to that, not to say that what you did is amazing, is that, of course, there's all these amazing tools and blah blah blah, but there's still always that person that's front running shit.
Yes,
that actually is what allows these tools to get fucking made.
Well, here's what's happening, man. So here's the question I'll ask for anybody. Which side of the fence of history do you want to be on? Like, do you want to be on the side that accepts where it's going, or do you want to be on the side that accepts it is not coming? Because if you want to be on the side that accepts it is not coming, you're going to be left behind so quick. Oh, no. We need humans. Sure. But I'm speaking from a place of passion.
So it's more accepts it's coming or believes it's not.
Yeah, or wants to keep their head in the sand, right, and not accept it. Yeah, right. Because sure. I see the impact and I'm like, oh, I see. I don't have the solutions for it. Trust me, but I can see the impending unemployment. I can see the impending job loss. Like the tool that I built for us, like there's decisions I would have been making on humans that I'm not making anymore. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the solutions for it. I'm a business guy, and so are you. But that's what I'm saying is that you're either going to be on the right side of the history or the wrong side. And that's why I say, like we've been talking about, there's a gap happening, Johnny. There's going to be a gap happening in food. There's going to be a gap happening in tech. Everywhere. Yes. In the creator economy. Right. So, all right. Coming up, we got Björn Huggerman. But Jimmy, before we do that, though, one quick thing, because I want to close the loop on a conversation Keith and John have been having with Nation for a few months here, which is the UFO. Jimmy, I think we got a comet, an interstellar comet.
Big fucking thing coming down.
Yes, we got some news about it.
It was once a fucking UFO.
So NASA just dropped close-up receipts on an interstellar comet, and apparently it's not a secret alien starship after all.
Of course, there's still one Harvard guy side-eyeing the data like, maybe that space rock's hiding upgrade-level alien tech.
Either way, it's a cosmic drive-by, only the third visitor we've ever spotted, and it's just cruising past, no tractor beams, out by 2026.
Sort of disappoint you, pal. It's just the comments.
Oh, dude. I have no expectations of these things.
I know. But so one thing I learned from Petro is that scientists are competitive, obviously, right? Because you have one thesis and then someone else has a different thesis. Well, there's still some guy in Harvard that's like, no, it might be a UFO because I think it's a UFO. So we need that. We always need this. We need the opposite person, right? So yeah.
I mean, that's one thing I've gotten really fucking good at is the shit that I can't control. I don't fucking sweat.
Yes.
That shit popped up in my mind only when either Terry talked about it or we did. Outside of that thing never crossed my train of thought.
Me too. I've gotten really good at not letting shit that I can't control, wreck my day. I just, it's not worth it. All right. So listen, I've been excited about this one. Johnny, we had Björn Huggerman on the show last week. After the show, him and I had a one-on-one chat, and he revealed something to me in our chat that I was like, holy smokes, man, you got to come back and talk with Keith and John and share with our audience what you went through to get on the show. Because it's what we stand for. John, you and I were talking about us building our live platform here. One of the things you said to me was, I think people are just nervous about going live and nervous about this idea of being live and falling on their face. And, and one of the reasons you were drawn to this show was that it is live. You like that. So do I. It's just what we do. We're fine with it, but it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, this guy takes it to another level. Jimmy, let's run the opener. Johnny, if you want to step away for 60 or 75, you go ahead and do that. If not, that's cool. But Jimmy, let's run the opener so we can have a good conversation with our returning guest. And I wouldn't have brought him back so quick until he revealed to me what he went through, because I want to make some noise about this moving forward, especially with what we're building here in the lab. Jimmy, let's run the opener, pal.